Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 6 lessons that you can learn from Job. 6 lessons that you can learn from Job. Number 1 is faithfulness doesn't guarantee an easy life. So, in the book of Job, Job was righteous, yet he still suffered deeply. His story shows that not all punishment is from God. Okay, and it challenges the idea that good people will always live comfortable lives, because that's just not true. I mean, if you think about it, Job was described as a righteous person, yet he lost everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, he got everything back afterwards, but it's not always, hearts and roses, It's not always, sprinkles on top. Sometimes there are things that we go through. Sometimes we go through suffering as Christians. And throughout everything, we are still to be faithful to God. Because in the end, God has a plan for you. So sometimes it may seem hard. And everything around you may seem like it's falling apart. But you just have to trust God's plan. You have to trust God's, the process. You have to trust the process. Suffering isn't always a sign. Suffering isn't always a sign that someone has sinned, or that God abandoned them. Okay, so it's not always necessarily that you did something wrong. Sometimes this is just something that you're going through to kind of train you for the future. I mean, like I said, God has a plan for us. So it's not always that you did something wrong or that you did something sinful, that he abandoned you, or, sometimes it's just part of the fruits of the Spirit is long suffering. So sometimes you just go through long suffering. But they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. So, and they shall mount up on wings, the Bible scripture. I might put it somewhere. But yeah, so you just have to wait on the Lord, and everything will work out as long as you trust in his plan. Okay, so number 2 is, trust God. Trust God even when you don't understand. So in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6, lean not on your own understanding, okay, but submit to the Lord completely. If you go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6, all right, and Job questioned his pain, but never turned away from God fully. Sometimes faith is trusting in God without having answers. So, sometimes trusting God is not having answers to your situation or why you're going through this pain. But you just have to trust in the Lord throughout everything, and it'll all pay off in the end. Like, it'll all work out in the end. God doesn't want you to suffer, but at the same time, grapes have to be pressed in order to turn into wine, a diamond in the rough, things like that. Like, olives have to be pressed down in order to make olive oil. People love olive oil. So, I mean, these are things that are necessary, and it's really for your good. So you have to go through hard times. You have to go through long suffering, and the pain you may not understand the pain at first, but over time you will understand why you're going through the hard times. So number 3 is God sees the bigger picture. At the end of Job, God reminds Job that humans have limited understanding. We may not understand every trial, but God's wisdom is greater than ours. So he can see the bigger picture. He can see why things are the way that they are, why you're going through he can see all of it. So he has a better understanding of everything because it's his plan. So you just have to trust, like I said before, you just have to trust in him and everything will work out. But you have to completely submit to him and understand and just know in your heart that everything will work out in the end. So you have to trust in the Lord. You have to trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. Okay, so because he sees everything. Your life is in his hands. So he has a better understanding of all things. He could see all things. He knows all things. He created you. He even knows every hair on your head. That's how much he has. That's how much he has an understanding of things. That's how much he has a hold on it. Like he has control over these things. So you just have to trust in him and let him lead. Number 4 is it's okay to pour out your emotions to God. Okay, so Job cried, mourned, questioned, and expressed frustration honestly. This shows that God can handle our real emotions. So when you're going through mourning, when you're upset and you're going through things, this is a perfect time for you to lean on God. This is a perfect time for you to express, like you can talk to him about how frustrated you are about the situation. You can talk to him about how angry you are. You can talk to him about how sad you are because Jesus cares about your emotions. He cares about what you care about, and he understands how bad it hurts. So, and that's kind of where he wants to meet you at, where you're at when you're at your lowest, you're closest to God. So when you're going through hardships, you're going through hard times, this is a perfect time for you to communicate to God and let him know. Like even your frustration, your anger, you not understanding, like questioning things, like why did this happen? Like how could this happen? You know? These are things that you can bring to the Lord and talk to him about, and he will help you understand, and also he'll be there for you in when you're sad and when you're feeling down. He can help you get through it. God heals the brokenhearted. He heals the brokenhearted. So this is a perfect when you're down. This is a perfect opportunity for you to go to God and rely on him for everything. Pour out everything unto the Lord. You know, you can lay all of your burdens unto him. And he's a perfect he has a shoulder to cry on. You know, even when you're upset about something, someone has hurt you, things like that, this is a perfect time to lean on God. And we're supposed to have a codependent relationship with him. We're supposed to literally lean on him for everything. So when you're going through terrible situations, this is the perfect time to completely pour out all of your emotions onto God. And he will always be there for you. Always be there for you. So yeah, he can comfort you in those bad times. So it's good to lean on God. I know that I do. I know that perfectly because that's what I do all the time. When I am feeling upset and I'm sad, I go on a drive by myself, and that's when I cry and I let everything out and I just really express how upset I am. And the Lord is always there with me. He's always there for me when I need him. So I know firsthand that when you're going through something, it's important to rely on God, because then you don't want to keep those emotions in and then tempt yourself to sin and to be sinful. It's better to just pour out everything on God. He understands what you're going through. He understands. He was there. He actually saw everything that you went through and understands why you're upset. So it's like he's like the perfect person to talk to when something bad has happened, because he knows what happened. He sees everything. So it's almost as if you're going through something, and then while you're going through it, there's someone standing right there next to you and understands your point of view and understands what you're going through. So you can confide in that person because they know exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he understands. And as a matter of fact, it goes as far as like he might even fight the battles for you. Like, so somebody might have done something terrible to you, and he might fight the battles for you. So instead of leaning on your own understanding, you should try to lean on the Lord and talk to him about everything. So yeah, it's very important to lean on the Lord. Number 5 is integrity matters. So integrity is very important. Okay, so even under pressure, Job tried to maintain his integrity and relationship with God instead of cursing him. So his wife was trying to tell him to curse God, and he never did. And throughout the entire time, he still stayed faithful to God. He never turned away from God. He never allowed anyone, even despite his friends saying terrible things about him, his friends were assuming that he was sinful, and that's why he went through those terrible things. Even despite all of that, even despite all of his friends making him feel even worse, even despite his wife asking him to curse God, he never did it. He stayed faithful throughout the whole thing and always maintained his integrity with the Lord. So I think it's very important that you maintain your integrity with the Lord no matter what, because things may be happening behind the scenes that you may not know about. So it's important to focus on that. Number 6 is spiritual battles can happen behind the scenes. In the beginning of Job reveals that not everything that happens in our lives is visible to us. There could be spiritual realities that are happening all around us that we can't see. So that's why it's so important for you to pray, so that you can just like how it says in Psalms 91, where he says that he'll send the angels to stand charge next to you to protect you. There are spiritual things that are happening all around us, but we just don't see it. So even when you sin, you're opening up a door. That's why it's very important for you to focus on, that's why it's very important for you to focus on praying to God, focusing on God, because everything around us, you don't know what is in the spiritual realm around you. You don't know what's happening. And when you sin, you're opening up doors for the evil things of this world to come in and to affect your lives. You're giving them legal right to affect your life in a negative way. So it is very important for you to pray. It's very important for you to pray, to fast, and to seek the Lord in spirit and in truth. So that was the 6 reasons. That's the 6 lessons that we can learn from Job. Thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.